Last month, Adam Jonas from Morgan Stanley issued a note to investors. He said that Tesla's sales would be larger than Ford and General Motors combined by 2027. My friend Brian Wang at Next Big Future has just pointed out a very interesting fact. It's not going to be long before Tesla surpasses Ford's global sales. In fact, it could happen as early as next year. This would have sounded absolutely insane only 12 months ago. But this whole idea coming from Ford, that somehow they're going to match Tesla's electric vehicle sales at any point over the next decade, is just pure fiction. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. And I love making videos showing you the truth of what's really going on in the global automotive industry. Now, we like to protect ourselves. We have all kinds of protective mechanisms, all kinds of biases that we create in order to enable us not to see what's really happening, to not really understand the future because, well, too much change human beings struggle to deal with. But the reality right now is the world is actually changing at a quicker rate than it ever has before. And our brains are only capable of handling so much of that. So we try to water down the truth. We try to kind of turn this reality into a watered down reality because then we can more easily consume it. That's what the media does. The media constantly criticizes Tesla because Tesla represents change. Tesla represents disruption on multiple levels. Not just the disruption of a brand, disruption of an entire way of life. I reported recently that Ford Mustang Mach-E sales have been, well, abysmal this year. And that's unfortunate because I wanted the company to succeed. And if you've been watching this channel, you'd know that I fully want Ford to succeed as a brand. And I've always liked the brand. I don't know why, but I've always loved F-150 pickup trucks. I've never owned one. There's been something about them that I liked. A lot of people see them as being massive and beasts and abhorrent and polluters. And I don't know why, but the concept to me of having a Ford F-150 electric pickup truck just seemed to be the best of both worlds. Unfortunately, Ford, well, they are in for a world of pain over the next few years because the electric vehicle disruption will happen very quickly. Yes, Ford may be able to maintain some market share in the US when it comes to pickup trucks. Everywhere else, though, they are set to be disrupted by Tesla and by Chinese car companies. And it's going to happen very, very quickly. I believe the global automotive market, in particular the world's largest vehicle markets, Europe, North America, and China, will be disrupted imminently to the point where 60 to 80% of those markets will be electric by 2026. That will mean it will be too late for legacy auto companies to magically catch up. Now, Ford has been averaging 2,000 to 3,000 Mach-E deliveries per month, and they halted Mach-E production for a week due to chip shortages in February. They actually suspended production at 3 assembly plants in Michigan, Illinois, and Mexico throughout the week beginning in February the 7th because of chip supply constraints, which are not going to end. They're not going to end anytime soon. It's not going to end this year, possibly not even next year, according to the experts that I've been reading. However, this is not affecting Chinese car companies. It's not. Have a look at their sales. I've shared the data with you. They are somehow able to avoid these chip supply constraints. And in the process, this is helping them to disrupt legacy auto. Now, US production for F-150 and Ranger pickups, as well as Bronco, Explorer, and Lincoln Aviator SUVs were affected, as well as the Mustang Mach-E. Ford reports 123,350 vehicle sales in February in the US. That's down 21% year over year. The year-to-date number of sales for Ford so far this year is 261,000, also down 11%. Ford's sales of electrified vehicles, as in new energy vehicles, plug-in hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, are 8,984. That includes the Ford and Lincoln brands, which is a decrease this year of 3.1%. We thought they'd be ramping up this year. In fact, unfortunately, the opposite seems to be the case so far. However, that represents, 7% of all Ford vehicles sold so far this year have been either electric or plug-in hybrid. That number, unfortunately, is still fairly small. So let's have a quick look at comparing Ford to Tesla. Tesla is expected to have globally sold around 320,000 to 340,000 electric vehicles in the first quarter of 2022. In fact, they've sold a lot more than that. Those are the delivery predictions. Tesla probably had 100,000 vehicle deliveries in February of 2022. Tesla's global sales, though, are very close to Ford's US sales in February and for the first quarter of 2022. Tesla's US sales and production from Fremont and Austin should surpass Ford's US sales late in 2023 or 2024 when Fremont has ramped up to over 750,000 and Austin production ramps to around 750,000. I think those are fair numbers to expect by then, right? So where will Ford be? The Ford F-150 Lightning is supposed to be released in May of 2022, but Ford is currently targeting 15,000 F-150 vehicles to be made this year. That could slip to 7,000 or less if they cannot make the 1,000 per month that they predict in the first year, which appears likely considering the numbers we're seeing in deliveries from Mach-E, which has slipped compared to last year. You would think it might have doubled, but actually it's declined. Ford plans to triple Mustang Mach-E production at its Mexican plant by 2023, but they have delayed their all-electric Ford Explorer and Lincoln Aviator SUVs from 2023 into December 2024 in order to move that production capacity to Mach-E. So while Mach-E production may triple, it's coming from a very low base, and that tripling will be at the expense of the other electric vehicles that they had planned to produce during that time frame. What's making this worse is the war in Ukraine. Ford has had production impacts from the Russian-Ukraine war. Parts shortages stemming from Ukraine and other areas impacting various Ford Europe factories. Ford focused production at the Ford assembly plant in Germany is down or restricted. Ford Fiesta production is being paused at the Ford Cologne plant. And Ford has stopped taking orders for the Galaxy and S-Max, which are produced at the Ford Valencia assembly plant in Spain. In addition, the Ford Tornio Connect production was paused at Volkswagen's Poznan, Poland plant as well. If we actually have a look at what Tesla is planning on doing, not just in the US, but if we add Gigafactory Berlin, and then we add Tesla's production, which will likely double over the next 2 years at their factory in China, you can see that the statistical chances of Ford ever producing as many EVs as Tesla is precisely zero, especially when Ford doesn't plan on using lithium iron phosphate batteries or LFP battery cells, which are about half the cost of lithium ternary cells that Ford will be using. From the numbers that I can see, it's actually very likely that Tesla will surpass Ford in terms of global auto sales, period, in 2024. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.